Buying your first home feels like freedom until something breaks. Many new homeowners face a home system or appliance breakdown in year one. An AC repair alone can be expensive. American Home Shield can help protect your wallet when the items you rely on break down. Like your HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and appliances. If AHS can't repair your covered item, they'll replace it no matter the age. Visit ahs.com/viallfiles for 20% off any plan today and see promo details. That's ahs.com/viallfiles for 20% off. See ahs.com/contracts for details, including fees, limitations, and exclusions.
You're crazy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Lake House Edition. That's right, Nally and I are here at the lake. We have a great show lined up for you. So many exciting announcements to get into. We are all at the household wearing merch. That's right, 1,000 episodes later, 6 years later, we finally have merch that we are proud of.
Good.
Over the years, if you've been with us since the beginning, we've dabbled in the merch department, but here at the Viall Files at NV Media, the household cares about quality. We care about what we put on our bodies. We care about, it has to be good. We want to believe in it. And we finally have merch that we love. It's comfortable. It's cozy. It looks good. Natalie put a lot of heart and sweat and thought into this. She hired a graphic designer who works on music albums. You know, the person who did our logo for the Viall Files Media. It is rocking and rolling. The merch goes on sale on Thursday. Join our countdown for the launch of our merch. Go to the link in bio on the show's Instagram or my personal Instagram to join the countdown.
It's really soft too.
The aesthetic is aestheticing. I'm really proud of it. Natalie did an amazing job. Support Natalie's creative efforts and get our merch.
Rachel Ritt was our graphic designer. She has done the album covers and merch for Ed Sheeran, The Grateful Dead, Fleetwood
and the
Mac.
Viall Files now.
Fleetwood Mac. I mean, I'm on her Instagram right now.
Now the top of her resume, Viall Files merch.
She is nonstop. And now at the top of her resume, Viall Files merch.
Viall Files. Yeah, who even is Fleetwood Mac?
Exactly.
Never heard of them. Grateful Dead? Nah.
Also this episode, we have Mandy Matney. She's an investigative journalist covering the Murdaugh murders. She's also the executive producer for the series that's now on Hulu, Murdaugh, Death in the Family. She's been covering this case since the beginning. What's so fascinating about her, and her character is played by Brittany Snow in this series. She was investigating the Murdaugh family because of the boat crash that killed Mallory Beach. So she was already very much involved in investigating this family and all of their kind of shady dealings when the murder of Maggie and Paul happened. So that's just kind of, talk about a front row seat to this entire case. She is a part of the case. And again, her character is played in the series. So she joins us this episode to give us all the 411 on the case itself. What is accurate about this series? What's not? What are some creative liberties? It's very fascinating, and she will be joining us later this episode.
Patricia Arquette plays Maggie, the wife, the mother. You know, if you know anything about Patricia Arquette, she can play a mom. You know what I'm saying? She can play a mom. Gypsy Rose.
There we go.
Yeah. Her most famous character, Alabama, from True Romance.
Shut up.
It's Patricia Arquette, Jason Clarke.
Jason Clarke is playing Alex Murdaugh?
Alec.
Alec Murdaugh?
Which is crazy that
Alec.
he is has a British accent. He's from London or England, and he puts on this Southern accent so well. He gained 40 pounds for the role. It's
whoa.
They crushed this. And the only thing that pisses me off about this damn show is that every other word is beau. And let me tell you, being from the South, we don't use beau that much. We do
What's
use
beau?
it. Bro.
My beau?
Bro, or it's
Bro.
So beau is bro?
I guess.
Kind of.
They really,
it's used in a
they really
bro
emphasize
way.
it on this show. Everyone's
They
beau.
really emphasize it, which is a little annoying for me. But
Can you give me a sentence?
what are you doing over there, Bo?
Should we go to the store, Bo? Bo, that really hurt my
Interesting.
feelings, Bo.
This is when I realize I'm not from the real South.
It's like an accent, right? You're just not pronouncing the R as much.
I don't know, but honestly, we don't use it that much, and that's my one critique of the writing of this show. And I'm open to asking Mandy about it. I have a feeling she will be like, "That was not a me department,"
Mm-hmm.
We are really excited. Unnecessary, Steve.
Steve.
Steve has a bone to pick about not being on the sweatshirt, so he said, "Let me on the episode."
Literally. And you know what? Let me just explain myself with that design thought.
Yeah, please. I'm actually curious.
So on the back of our gray hoodie and our beige crew neck is a picture of Jeff. And that is because Jeff is Nick, and like no one besides me would really want a hoodie with Nick on it. So I was like, what's the next best thing? Oh, Jeff. He looks like Nick. He acts like Nick. He is an introvert like Nick. He gives his opinion like Nick. Jeff is Nick. So I figured, why
Nick.
not?
Okay.
And like, who doesn't want to wear something with a cute dog on it?
A grumpy
So true.
dog.
A cute golden doodle. It's perfect. He's sitting in Nick's chair. He has a mic. It's cute. And then our black hoodie sweat set is the iconic "Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?" which is a Ask Nick staple.
And it's very colorful. It's very cute.
And you might get stopped in line at coffee by your future lover if you wear it.
Wow.
With
Wait,
the
really?
response.
Mary's wearing it head to toe right now. So
Let's go.
She's ready.
I'm really ready.
Mary just updated her hinge. So
Well, you know who's never grumpy? Lake Nick.
that
We
is
love
honestly
that.
so
Neat.
true, y'all.
Lake Nick's a different person. I have nothing but gratitude when I'm at the lake. I'm living the dream. Every time I'm up here, I'm like, I can't believe we're here. It is really just like a surreal thing. Like, I'm just really excited to be at the lake. I hope do you guys all have like a special, like, where is your special place on this earth?
my bed.
Mm.
It's a good place.
My bed with my
Your
fiance.
bed.
My bed.
Is
I
there
really
like a
like my bed.
location that like you just feel at peace outside of your bed?
I
The
have
beach.
one. I was going to say specifically the beach, like with my mom.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Yes, of course.
Disney-
No, that
Disneyland.
stresses me out.
If Justin could live anywhere in peace, it would be a Zara's.
Zara.
Zara's.
I've shopped in a Zara's like twice in my life.
Wait, Zara actually kind of popped off
Why
recently.
He's like,
Zara?
oh, it's
Zara's
just-
does pop off, but I've been in it like twice in my life.
Wait, we're saying Zara's.
Yeah.
Plural? Zara.
Like the store.
Yeah.
Mary's never heard of it.
No, I know
No,
Zara.
you're saying it wrong.
Excuse me, I have pieces from Zara. I was just saying you were saying Zara's.
Yeah, y'all were making
Justin
plural,
does
weirdly.
Make most things plural.
I
if
know.
you'll notice.
I love that
That's
about
my
him.
dialect, okay?
I love
like
that
when
about
he wants to say
him.
women, he says woman.
No, I am I'm saying it with an A. I just pronounce it with an E. Like I visualize the A.
A woman.
It's like when he described someone who was a social worker as working in socials.
That was a joke though.
Well, the hot tub and the sauna are in at the lake house, and it's
Ooh.
giving spa, it's giving cozy. It really is. I get to sit fireplace, sauna, hot tub.
I will say, best place ever is in a hot tub when it's cold
Wait,
outside, like when it's snowing.
Looking at the lake.
That's what it looked like you guys were doing.
Yeah.
It was
33 degrees
Mm-hmm.
outside.
My dream date.
yeah.
Guys, tonight, like, but by the time you guys are listening to this tomorrow, hopefully the Green Bay Packers will have been victorious over the Eagles of Philadelphia. My dad and I are going. Super
Oh.
excited. It's
Cool.
a cold weather game. This is like, I don't know, maybe this is something only for the boys. I don't know. But like, it may surprise some people that I am not necessarily like the camping kind of guy. I'm not necessarily Mr.
No
Rugged.
way.
But there's something that I get really excited about, and that is to like prepare my outdoor outfit. It's like when fashion meets sports, and I get to like my aesthetic for the game, but I have to be
Mhm.
able to stay warm, and it's like a whole production.
It's
What
very
is your outfit going to be?
Well, I have
The
this
jersey
Green
we
Bay.
got you?
I have a Green Bay Jacker bomber. That's like you would
Mhm.
think, oh Nick, how could you wear this at a game that's going to be anywhere from like 27 to 30 degrees, which is like for Green Bay is not that cold, but I'll be standing outside with my dad. But I have a bunch of. It's all about the layers, and I got like a
Mhm.
Columbia like a thermo jacket, and I got a bunch of tights I'm wearing to keep the
Tights?
legs warm, like those athletic
The long
workout. Like
johns.
I got some long johns too.
Got pantyhose.
Long johns and tights.
let's go.
2 layers of
That's-
tights and long johns, and then slacks, and then a Packer hoodie, and then a Packer hat.
What about the hand warmers?
What about socks?
I got all those hand warmers ready to go. Well, put them in
Yeah,
my
what's your
feet.
sock game?
Oh yeah, double socks.
Mm.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Double sock it up.
Insulated
Nothing
socks.
worse than cold toes.
True.
Yeah, you got to protect your feet.
Mm.
It's all about the feet.
He
But
also,
yeah,
it gets
true.
me excited to like survive out in the cold. It's like it makes me. I'm like fantasizing about what it'd be like to be like stranded in the Arctic by myself, and I have to have all the survival gear. That's my mentality going into a Packer game.
You know how men used to like hunt for food for their family?
Yeah.
I respect that men now get to survive a Packers game.
That's exactly what
It'll
it's
also
like.
be stuffed in there like sardines. You're gonna have a bunch of body heat.
He
It
made
gets me
you're
so
gonna be like-
excited. I feel like I'm a caveman, just like preparing for like survival.
he made me pause my show the other night to tell me his list of items of
Yeah.
clothing he's wearing,
I was very excited.
and then ended with like, I don't know. I just wanted to tell you.
What are you bringing to BravoCon? idea.
Yes.
Haven't packed.
Should I be?
Are you excited to pack for
Yes.
that?
Yes,
and
you
to
should be
figure out
bringing
what you're gonna
looks.
wear.
Do I need like a kit, a survival kit for BravoCon?
You might.
I am going to my first
Probably.
BravoCon. We are going. Leia, Justin, and Sierra will all be joining. I will be there, just hamming it up with all the fans. I'll be there on behalf of European Wax Center at their confidence booth. So if you want to learn all about some waxing and hang out with me, come and say hello. What do people do at BravoCon? I'm really intimidated by this audience. I feel like I'm really about to embark on a whole new universe. Do
Oh,
you
yeah,
think we'll be
Bravo.
It is,
welcomed?
for sure.
I got a random text from Whitney Rose, and she was like,
Oh?
"Are you going to BravoCon?" I said yes, and that was the end of the conversation. I don't know if does she need a
Oh.
heads up? Is she like,
Is that a pulse check?
Well, but you
Right?
didn't yes and. You just said yes.
that's
yeah,
true?
you should have been like, yes, will
we
I
needed
see
a
you
follow
there?
up. Yes.
That is
Where are
true.
we meeting up?
It was.
Yeah.
I just answered the question.
You still can.
I kind of want to be surprised.
Whitney, if you listen to this, text Nick back.
Who's one Bravo celebrity you hope you get to talk to?
That's hard because we talked to so many.
There's so many.
Lisa
I'm
Barlow.
I'm happy. I'm excited to see Katie Janela again. She'll be there.
Karen Huger is going to be there. I would love
Karen
to talk to her.
Huger is going to
That's
be there.
big. That's big.
her first appearance since being released from prison.
Mm-hmm. Any Dubai Housewives.
Is Tom Schwartz and his new girlfriend going?
I sure hope
I don't know
so.
about the
I mean,
girlfriend,
he's
but
on
Tom
the
for
Valley,
sure.
isn't he, this year?
Yeah.
The new girlfriend named Kiana Carroll. Very beautiful model.
I believe so.
They
I mean,
hard launched.
Yes, via Instagram.
Anyone check on Lala?
So we checked on Sheena.
Sheena
Will
will be there.
there?
Yes, she will. And she already has the beef with Tamra and Katie after them having
Mike Shea.
Mike Shea perform at their viewing party.
That's crazy.
Is this real beef? Like, is she been like, hey, I'm mad at these ladies and I
Well,
want revenge?
She's like low key campaigning to get on OC.
Well,
Because
Sheena
remember
was-
Alex Baskin also posted like OC with Sheena in it. So like that's teasing something.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
said she would love to be on OC Housewives. She was looped into the Katie drama of it all.
That's what I was saying was that Sheena was pissed at Tamra and Teddy because Teddy had Katie on
Mhm.
and on an episode. And they said that Sheena was the start of all of the Kiki Monique drama and whatnot. So then they were going back and forth over social media. Sheena went out to like a horror nights or whatever and got one of those scary dressed clowns and was like, found a cast member from OC, like throwing shade back and forth. And I don't even know if they're doing Squash the Beef this year at BravoCon.
I didn't see it.
So it
What's
feels like
squash the beef?
so they have this segment every year where it's the biggest Bravo celeb feuds face each other. Like they sit down and they like pretty much have like a little panel going back and forth so that they can squash the beef or not.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a juicy segment, but I didn't see it on the schedule this year.
Yeah.
Do you think
I mean, the
anyone's
point-
going to want to squash their beef with us? Do you think we'll catch any strays like Vicky Gundelson caught one on this
Gundelson.
reunion? A lot of people catch
Oh,
strays.
yeah. A lot of people
Who would you
want to
sit across from to squash beef?
I don't have beef with anybody.
Cool.
You know who probably aren't going to squash their beef at BravoCon anytime soon?
Who?
Garcelle and Sutton.
I mean, I don't
What's
think
going
Garcelle's
on
going.
with them?
Well-
Yeah, why would Garcelle go?
Basically, Garcelle and Sutton were both on a red carpet, and Garcelle like had her back turned to Sutton the entire time and was just ignoring her.
I know she's love Garcelle, love Sutton, but I mean, they're not holding back. They're clearly not friends right now.
No. And I personally love to
And I
see
feel like-
drama between two.
To turn your
People.
back on a red carpet is very blatant sign that you don't like someone because you're usually
Yeah.
standing side by side. No.
Do you know who will be at BravoCon?
Who?
Some of the new cast members of Beyond the Villa season 2.
Really?
Will they?
Exciting.
Why?
Yes.
Why would they be there?
Why would they be at BravoCon?
I don't know. They just are going. Well,
Why?
it's
Peacock?
Peacock.
Did they say they're going?
Are you saying that?
Vertical
Or are you just confirming
integration.
that?
They definitely are going.
Chanel and Carolyn Stansberry will be there for
See,
you, Justin.
Let's
Caroline, love her. The whole cast. Bring back Dubai.
We've got Carol Radswell's going to be there.
Carol Radswell. She said that she's not coming back, but she's back on.
Jeremiah, Amaya, and Iris will make an appearance at BravoCon on Sunday, November 16th.
Do we think season 2 of Beyond the Villa new cast was their plan all along of like every season is the new Love Island cast? Or do we feel like season 1 cast maybe didn't give what they thought they would give, so they had to do a recast?
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we have a new cast for season 2 of Beyond the Villa, and it is not the cast that was from season 1 of Beyond the Villa. The new cast is going to be Amaya, Andrina, Beldasha, Brian, Chris, Clark, Coco, Grayson, Hannah, Iris, Jeremiah, Pepe, Taylor, and TJ. Interesting that we have Iris, Pepe, and TJ love triangle. We have exes Amaya and Brian.
A lot of Casa Amor.
We have Hannah there.
Yeah. Coco and Grayson, interesting.
I'm just like, I feel like they're kind of banking off of the hopes that we care about like the drama of the love triangles. But I mean, I personally don't.
I think probably this is what I think happened. Natalie, to your original question, I think they probably couldn't get a lot of their heaviest hitters from season 1 to come back.
You think that's
because
what
they
it was?
probably I think that's my thought, only because it's like
Aaron's in the UK, you've got Kayla in New York.
well, it's Leah and Miguel. I don't know if they would have signed up again. Like you have like Serena and
I would be shocked.
Janae and Kenny, like they're not going to want to do the show together again. Like,
I would
that might have been a big
be
one.
shocked if when they signed their original deal that the network didn't have an option to bring them back. So the fact that like, I don't know, the fact that they recasted this entire cast tells me that like, I don't know, that the season 1 didn't really perform the way they wanted it to. Wouldn't it make more sense to like have a group of people that they follow? I think to Natalia's point, they're just kind of like trying to make it work.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like there's been so much drama that has happened with that group of people since season 1 aired, like Janae and Kenny, for example, like, and then everything that happened after that. I just feel like they would have renewed them if they could have.
If
but
they
I
were
see what you're
willing to talk
saying.
about the drama,
Yeah.
so to speak.
That too. Like maybe they were just like, I don't know.
It can't be a great thing that they had to recast the whole thing.
In season 3, are they going to recast again?
Right, because
season
it's
4?
like,
They'd have to at this point.
I mean, it
Unless
honestly
it's-
like makes sense. You know, you see what that cast from Love Island is doing Beyond the Villa for the next year, and then they're all influencers, and there's nothing else to follow. So like,
what
you're
would
on
be
your
great
own.
is if they just added to the cast, right? So if it was like the original cast from season 1, and then they added all these new people, and then you still have Leah pop in every once in a while. and
It's just
Miguel
not
pop-
realistic
Oh, that's
though.
weird.
These
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
don't hang out,
Yeah, no, that's
Right.
weird.
you know.
This could be interesting with the love triangles, and but again, like they don't have like Nick or
But it's
Landria
not going to
on
be interesting
here.
with the love triangles because we have Iris and TJ, 2 of the most like unproblematic, less drama, don't give a fuck. They're just like happy being their like weird selves with each other. Like we're not going to have an Iris TJ fight with Pepe. We're not
Yeah.
going to have a Pepe jealous, you know, like we're not going to have that. These aren't the types of people. Like we watched them on Love Island and they didn't give us that, so they wouldn't give it to us now. You know, I think Brian he knows that the world loves Amaya. He's not gonna do anything to piss the world off.
There might be these forced scenes of them like being forced to talk about it, but I don't feel like it's going to be all that organic or like new information.
Well, that's how I felt about season 1 with like the Kayla and Liv drama, and I just was like,
The top 3 comments on the post about it is we only want to watch Janae, Serena, and Leia just cancel the show. I'd rather see a season 2 of Beyond the Villa with PPG instead. No Ace, no Shelly, no Nick, no Alandria, no Hutta. Not happening.
right, like where's Ace and Shelly?
I saw photos of Alandria and some guy holding hands. Was it
Oh,
an
that
Alexander
was
Wang campaign? Or
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a campaign. It was a
was.
campaign for sure. Yeah, it was. a
Yeah,
Alexander Wang
I did some digging there because I was like,
Yeah, because right after that, she was posting like really hot mirror selfies with Nick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mary and I had a conversation where Mary was like, by the way, I told you so about Nick and Alandria.
I was just like,
And
it's
I was
crazy
like-
that I was right all along.
Yeah, and I was just like, all right, fair, whatever. And then the next day I saw it and I was about to send it to Mary, but then I was like, oh no, this is
Alexander Wang campaign. Sorry, she's booked and busy and a star. My girl.
she
Number
is a
one
star.
fan.
Nobody ever said that she wasn't a star.
I'm just saying, day one, when the cast got revealed, I saw Alandria and I was like, that's my girl.
Are we going up to them at BravoCon? Amaya, Jeremiah, and Iris.
If we see them, it's like on Sunday.
You know what's a bummer? Are the Selling Sunset people? They don't go to BravoCon because it's
Netflix.
Girl,
Netflix.
I feel like you and
assume.
Leia don't know what BravoCon is.
What? How did I catch a stray?
God forbid I try to move us into a new topic.
I spent hours watching the new season of Selling Sunset. I consider it like, does River watch Bluey?
No.
Okay. Well, like Bluey's supposed to be like the low
Coco Melon?
No, Coco Melon's like high stimulating. It's supposed to be like low stimulation and like not much changes, but like clearly they learn something every time. That's kind of how I feel about Selling Sunset. It's like the Bluey for adults reality television. It's the same story, the same thing over and over again. Very like minimal stakes drama, except Emma and Chrishell have a falling out based off of Emma's boyfriend and Chrishell not liking him. And it's kind of spun the whole Selling Sunset, Chrishell's the hero edit on its head because everybody's now saying that Chrishell is the villain of this season.
Why is Chrishell the villain?
Because she's not supportive of her friend's relationship, and it was very much like I hate him, so you have to choose him over me. Based off of the boyfriend, he's 27, he's a billionaire's son, and has differing political views than Chrishell. So she's not the biggest fan of his and is like taken to the internet and now is like no longer friends with Emma over it.
I mean, I feel like I did not see much chatter about this season of Selling Sunset.
I didn't even know it was out.
And like they put it all out plus a reunion? Like they just dropped
Plus a
everything at
reunion.
once?
All at once?
I feel like it was like a week break in between, but like by the time I started it, the reunion is up. I still haven't finished that though.
And do we think it will be renewed for another season? I feel like it's really just died off. No?
Because Chrishell, didn't she like announce her retirement or leaving the show?
She did
Yeah.
post saying that she is not returning for the next season, and also selling Orange County. And there's a New York one as well that they're kind of taking off in a way that Selling Sunset's kind of plateaued. I wouldn't be shocked that the show's still going to come back, but yeah, Chrishell will not be joining the cast next season.
Do you think Gerry would ever come back to Golden Bachelor after threatening to chop up Teresa and hide her body in a shed?
Do you think he added that in his memoir that he released?
I think it was cut. I think the editor said,
No pun intended.
Yikes.
Did you hear about the Teresa? What's Teresa's last name?
Nist.
Teresa Nist, formerly the wife of your first Golden Bachelor, Gerry Bear.
Care Bear.
Teresa went on our friend's podcast, Dear Shandy, our friends Charlene and Andy, who married us. Big interview. Great get for them. But anyways, Teresa came on and she was spilling some tea, fighting back when I think Gerry, who wrote a tell-all, threw like a comment that Teresa is supposed to be worried about this book. Well, it turns out, according to Teresa, he joked about cutting up her body and murdering her.
The exact quote is, "You see that shed up there?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, that's where I'm going to hide your body after I kill you and chop you up."
That's
What the hell?
Like that's not like dark humor. That's just dark.
She said, I said, "Well, if this was his idea of a joke, that was pretty dark humor."
I don't. Who
That's-
jokes like that?
That's
What did he say? Like I wonder what the follow-up sentence was. Silence? Like, are you serious?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like, when people are like, oh my God, I would kill you if you did that. But that's just a completely different phrase. Like, you see that shed up there. There's your location. I would chop you up. Crazy.
So detailed.
So detailed. And like, honestly, he kind of gives.
How many times have you thought about this?
There's dark humor, and then there's like soft launching your potential to have a Ryan Murphy show based on you.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
Ryan
that was a
Murphy would
yeah.
love previous Golden Bachelor, aka Slasher.
Ryan Murphy
Hey,
would
Ryan
go
Murphy.
so hard with that.
God, the Bachelor franchise just can't catch a win.
I saw him on the Tamron Hall show, and she was like, why should she be worried? Or like, what was her response to like you saying she should be worried or something? And he was like, well, she tried to call me and I did not answer. And then she texted me asking what it was that she needed to be worried about. And you know what? She can find out just like everybody else. Read the book. I'm like, you are scary.
He's a psycho, allegedly.
He is a psycho.
If Nick and I got a divorce and then he's like, yeah, I'm going to write a tell-all and she should be worried. And I text him being like, hey, quick question. Like, can you give me like a heads up? Like
I was
what,
like,
you
read the
know?
book. It's $14.95.
And he like sent me the Amazon link. That's crazy.
Crazy.
But yeah, went on.
Has he responded to the "I'm going to chop up your body and bury it over there"
I haven't
accusation?
seen any response.
I don't know how you let that one sit.
How are they not like, Dad, chill the fuck out?
It just goes to show you, fame, no matter what age you are, can completely reveal. Honestly, all it really does is kind of reveal who you really are.
It's just like if you're the kind of person that makes jokes about chopping somebody up, maybe don't go on the Golden Bachelor.
That means you've thought about it.
Yeah.
right?
You're just like,
It's giving premeditation.
100%. See that shed and chop up your body
Yeah.
are like,
All the partners who've killed their spouses, like they all joked about it once. You know what I'm saying?
I can
Mhm.
imagine maybe like, okay, they saw a scary looking shed, right? Okay, so then he makes a joke like, that's a good place to hide a body. But to say, you see that shed?
No.
That's where I would chop you up and hide your body.
I mean,
No,
I
when you
only
s-
said
is
that to
different.
Natalie once after she didn't do my laundry. I'm just kidding.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
see, my thing is like, if you're walking with your sweetie pie and you see a remote shed, you make the joke of like, oh, I bet if we had sex in there, someone might try to kill us. Like that's dark humor in that situation, right?
But you still love your partner kind of thing.
But you still like you're still gonna
Yeah.
try to have
We
sex
die
in there.
together.
Yeah,
You're
we
dying
die together.
in this scenario.
Yeah.
Romantic even.
Did she say like when, like what was the context in which he said it?
we took a walk around this lake called Pretty Lake, and we were coming to the end of it, and this is really bizarre. He said, "You see that shed up there?" She began. I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, that's where I'm going to hide your body after I kill you and chop you up." I said, "Well, if this is his idea of a joke, that was pretty dark humor."
I just feel like there was animosity in the statement that was underlying. Like maybe if he could have gotten rid of me somehow, I don't know, he would have killed me. No, I don't think that was true. It's not true, but it just spoke to an underlying feeling about me. So she said he wasn't laughing after he said it.
That is so scary.
You know what I mean?
He didn't even say, I would. He said, I'm going to.
Yeah.
The subtext in that statement is rough.
Choice of words.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is your current Golden Bachelor, his only flaw is that he doesn't want to date anyone his age.
So the finale of The Golden Bachelor is coming up. It was a two-parter. The first one ended on a cliffhanger, and the second one is going to be on November 12th.
Okay.
I lucky
Yes.
might watch. I just want to see if Peg wins.
It'll
I
be
love Peg.
2 hours,
up,
and it will
Peg.
include the After the Final Rose, where Mel will sit down with either Peg or Cindy, whichever one he picks.
Do you
Will
think
he
they
get
had to
engaged?
pay
We'll see.
people to be in the live audience for AFR? Because no one cares
I would
about the
go.
show?
I would go.
No,
I
there's
would
still
still
plenty of
go.
fans.
You would go?
I would go.
Leia?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
See, Gerry needs to take a page out of Orlando Bloom's book. If you're going to break up with your partner and be a little petty, maybe just like, date someone who's going to like troll your ex instead of like joking about chopping up their body and burying them in a shed.
Like, did he put that in
Yeah.
his book? Or is he just leaving out all of the toxic things he did and said?
I'm guessing he's leaving out all the toxic things he did or said if he's writing the book. I feel like he is perfect in his own eyes.
If I went to a Halloween party,
Mm.
and
If I were to ever be caught dead at a
and we-
Halloween party.
and we broke up, and my new girlfriend, what would be an outfit that would really piss you off if she dressed up to try to troll you?
Probably just any outfit in general, just because I don't have the
Existing.
capacity to think of anything. And if she did, I'd be like, oh my God, she's so much better than me. She thought of such a fun costume.
So who's winning in this little fight? Is it Katy Perry or Orlando Bloom? Orlando Bloom's new girlfriend dressed up as Katy Perry, trolling her for her her outer space visit. Very much leaning in to
Yeah.
trolling Katy Perry. But is it giving like is Katy Perry winning this because Orlando Bloom?
Why are
Like-
you calling it Bruno?
Orlando
Are you
Bloom?
saying
Because Orlando
Bloom?
Bloom can't get over Katy Perry, and now she's dating the ex-prime minister of Canada, or is
I don't
Orlando
know.
winning because that was really silly what Katy Perry did when she came out?
Well,
from
and
outer space.
specifically, Orlando's now girlfriend dressed up in the spacesuit kissing the ground.
Took a
she's
photo and posted
yeah,
it
so
on her
making
story.
fun of when
It's
Katy
really
Perry landed
funny.
and kissed the ground.
And who is his new girlfriend?
Rachel Lynn Matthews, actress.
Is she a somebody?
She was in Happy Death Day. She was
Oh,
in
yeah.
The Duel.
I
But
feel like this is a funny situation, but then I remember that they're co-parenting a child. So like I think from their position, like seeing their parents
They have a child
make
together?
Do you think?
Yeah.
Daisy. That's why she
I
brought home the
hope
Daisy.
That like
Daisy.
this was just a joke like a lighthearted, fun little thing, and they
I don't know.
It's kind of
Katie knows
awesome.
about
Katy Perry,
it.
I don't find it.
Do you think Katy Perry has
lighthearted
a
at
sense of
all.
humor like that?
I hope so.
I
I mean, the
Ju-
entire
Justin
internet
Toilet.
came down on her.
Yeah.
Justin makes a good point of like, yeah, if Nick had a new girlfriend and she dressed up as me, and like Nick wasn't like, hey, I don't know, this feels like a little mocky of my daughter's mom. Maybe like we shouldn't. It definitely is like a little.
It's giving disrespectful
giving
to the mother of your
disrespectful.
child.
Yeah,
It's also funny though. Like
I mean, it is funny, but
Katy Perry in Space Kissing the Ground is an awesome Halloween
I wish
costume
I did it.
regardless. Yeah.
I also think Katy Perry will have like would have a sense of humor about it. And like
Yeah.
her entire set is like dancing poop turds and toilets and whatnot. So.
Famously irreverent
I
I mean,
woman.
Katy Perry did release the song Band-Aids this weekend. Have you seen it? And it's
No.
like her first like breakup song post. Well, I guess maybe
Oh.
some of the other ones arguably could have been, but like this is post Orlando, and people are saying that it's Katie's comeback because it sounds like her old music.
Ooh.
Is it
Okay.
sound
It's really good. Actually,
like it sounds like
Band-Aids.
fireworks. Or
Listen
Teenage
to
Dream.
it. It's giving like
Mhm.
early Katy Perry, like when she was like mega viral, like Roar era.
All right. Well, before we get to Mandy Matney, who is the investigative journalist for the Murdaugh murders, we have some shows to cover, and we're going to do that next. We got some reunion part 1 of OC, some wife swap, and some Real Housewives of Potomac, and that is up next. Almost every American has some sort of relationship with soda from their childhood. Olipop is a new kind of soda that combines the classic soda taste with the benefits of functional ingredient blends to support digestive health. Olipop is reimagining soda with high fiber and 2 to 5 grams of sugar per can. Olipop's latest collection, the Paramount Pictures, introduces the pineappliest soda from Bikini Bottom. The Pineapple Paradise, a first-of-its-kind limited edition Olipop flavor inspired by SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home. The new limited time flavor comes in 5 collectible SpongeBob can designs hidden inside 4 packs. Each pack is like a treasure hunt. You never know which design you'll get. Collect them all and unlock sweet rewards at drinkolipop.com/SpongeBob. Got a can right here. They're fun cans, very nicely decorated. It's got some juicy pineapple sweetness with a splash of mandarin, a pure liquid joy, just like SpongeBob himself. Yummy. You can taste pineapple and it's delicious. It's now available at Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, Kroger, Publix, Amazon, and more. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, opens December 19th, only in theaters. Olipop is reimagining soda of all kind. I grew up drinking Coke all the time, so when I tried Olipop's vintage cola, I was shocked. So was Natalie. It tastes just like the real thing, but it's actually good for you. It's the perfect mix of nostalgia and wellness. Olipop is so much lower in sugar than conventional sodas, with only 2 to 5 grams of sugar from natural sources and no added sugar. We love that. Get $2 off a 4-pack of Olipop. Works on any flavor of 4-pack, including SpongeBob. Any retailer. drinkolipop.com/VIALL. Olipop is sold online. Go to drinkolipop.com or Amazon, and available at almost 50,000 retailers nationwide, including Costco, Walmart, Target, Publix, Whole Foods, Kroger, and H-E-B. Well, all you managers and team leaders out there, if you're not using Grammarly, then you are missing out. We know how busy the work day can be, and you want to make sure that your team is working on the tasks to get the job done. Stop wasting time proofreading emails, spell checking your emails, making sure that your emails are written in the right tone. Let Grammarly help you do all of that and help your team be far more efficient. Grammarly uses AI to jumpstart your writing so you can get your work done faster and better. Instantly generate well-written drafts with AI and get your ideas down on paper. 90% of professionals say Grammarly has saved them time writing and editing their work. Grammarly sets the standard for responsible AI you can trust. AI-powered tone features help you communicate confidently. A few clicks can tailor your tone in writing to your audience so you can come across exactly how you intend.
Grammarly is designed to help professionals with real-time writing and support on any project, email, and more. One easy place to get quick help from AI wherever you're writing. 90% of professionals say Grammarly has saved them time writing and editing their work. 93% of professionals report that Grammarly helps them get more work done. Sign up for free and experience how Grammarly can elevate your professional writing from start to finish. Visit Grammarly.com/podcast. That's Grammarly.com/podcast.
Well, the mornings are getting colder. Holiday plans are around the corner. And when that all happens, there's no better time to check out Quince. Whether it's updating your wardrobe or shopping for the people in your life, Quince has it all.
I have started my gift guides for this year, and the one thing I'm making sure I'm putting on every single one of my gift guides, it's the one thing that I think of for grandparents, for sisters, for aunts, for cousins, whoever, is the Quince Mongolian cashmere sweater, starting at just $50. It's a gift that you honestly can't beat. It's something that they'll keep forever. It's something they'll wear on repeat. It's something that can transition them into every season. You can get it for a man, you can get it for a woman. They also have amazing denim that nails the fit and everyday comfort, all at a fraction of what you expected to pay. Everything Quince does is so good, from their bedding to their luggage to their clothes to their towels to literally everything. Quince is knocking it out of the park.
Give and get timeless holiday staples that last this season with Quince. Go to quince.com/VIALL for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/VIALL. Free shipping and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/VIALL. All right, it's time to break down some of our shows we're watching over the week, kicking off with Wife Swap, Housewives style. What's the official title?
Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition.
There you go. I once again am into the show. We watched the Emily one. Babe, what would you miss about me the most?
I mean, I'm sure I'd be switched with like a man who does nothing, you know, kind of like Eric, the guy on Emily's episode, who just like come homes from work and he just like watches the wife do literally everything. And he says, he literally said, "I'm going to go hide."
Yeah. How brutal was that when it was making a sandwich and he just stood in the kitchen like, well.
I feel like I would definitely miss your cooking. For sure. You cook every meal for us, you know? Like, I wouldn't survive. I would be eating Chick-fil-A. Like, I would be, like, it would be rough.
What wouldn't you miss about me?
Oh, boy. Okay. I didn't prep for this line of questioning.
Just off the top of your head.
What I wouldn't miss.
This is like your ChatGPT roast, Nick. Are you prepared for these responses?
I'm always prepared.
Oh, headphones. The second I see Nick in a pair of headphones, my like blood pressure rises and I start to get hot and I like am ready to fight.
Wait, what do you mean headphones? Like when is he wearing headphones outside of this studio?
Exactly. Why is he wearing headphones around his family? That's a great question.
Is he wearing headphones or earbuds and
AirPods?
The wired
wired
earbuds.
What are you wearing them for? Are you on a phone call?
Usually a podcast, a Packer podcast of some kind.
What about when it's not football season?
There's still Packer
podcasts.
There's always a Packer podcast.
Yeah.
So you're not putting your headphones on listening to your favorite song?
I rarely listen to
Nick
music.
doesn't really listen to music. Do you have a favorite song that...
In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel is like definitely my favorite song. It just brings me back to childhood. What I do love about this show is that like it really brings you inside the house of these married couples that, you know, have been married for a long time and are dealing with like, you know, the grind of life and marriage, you know?
Yeah. I think it humanizes the housewives a lot too. Because you get to see them in their natural like family environment and then in this kind of fish out of water situation that isn't just a lot of this intense drama.
You know what I took away from Emily's episode is that her daughter Annabelle is going to watch this back when she is in her 20s. And she's going to be like, I was such a bitch to my mom and I am so sorry. Like I have apologized immensely to my mom for the awful things I said to her as a preteen and a teenager. And like, it's not on national television to watch back whenever I want, you know, like
that's pretty mortifying. That's pretty mortifying. I'm so glad that I was not on camera when I was a teenager.
Oh my God.
And again, if my mom's listening, I am so sorry.
Another thing with the Emily episode, I know the husband was kind of like not helpful at all, but it was also on the flip side. I thought it was wild that his wife would never like say hi to him, or greet him.
No, when she left to go to Orange County and she kissed all the kids and just like turned around, I was like, well, that y'all are getting divorced.
You should be fathers out there, husbands. You need to be present. You need to like, help your wife out. But I will say for the ladies out there, you know how like a lot of guys, like the likable ones, you're like, oh, he's giving golden retriever energy. Like really all men on some level are no more complicated than dogs. And they all, on some level, have a little bit of golden retriever, even the introverted ones in them. And
Or
honestly,
golden doodle in Nick's case.
golden doodle. But like, honestly, a pat on the back or an attaboy or like a little appreciation goes a long way with the boys. I'm just saying. And like this family dynamic where like he wasn't helpful at all, but she was basically like ignored his existence is like such a like common theme in marriages, and so like easily fixed. And I see, but like, you know, if you're a guy, it's just like if you're not acknowledged or like appreciated, and I think a lot of couples, like both parties feel like they have their version of feeling underappreciated. But it was fascinating to see that dynamic where she just like, it's like she just stopped acknowledging him. Like he didn't exist. It was crazy.
That's what I saw too, where it was kind of like when each person feels like they're doing the most in the relationship and they're not being acknowledged by the other. It's kind of crazy how quickly a wall builds up between two people, because it's
Yeah.
almost competing for like, I work harder and I'm not acknowledged for that, where it's like he's keeping a roof over the head. She's keeping your kids alive, happy and fed. So it's like two people need to like take a step back and acknowledge the fact that it's like one thing can't exist without the other.
No, the fact that she sat there and told Shane, like, yeah, he doesn't think like me being a stay-at-home mom is like a job or does any benefits or like does anything. And thank God Shane is like, it is more important than whatever he does. You know, it's like, or just as important, whatever. It's like she is taking care of all three of these kids. This woman clearly like never leaves this house. She's like, yeah, my me time is going to the barn and taking care of these animals, and like wipes his ass, does everything for this man. And like, I think, yeah, if it's both reciprocated, where if he were to come home and be like, hey, thanks so much for like everything you did for the kids today. And if she's like, you know what? Thank you so much for going to work and working hard for us. Like, it would be such a happier place.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Just those little things in a relationship can go such a long way, because then that's the thing. It's just like your day to day, like, you know, going to work, you know, eventually you're just like, well, you go to work, or like, oh, well, you take care of the kids. You just take it for granted. You just like, it's one of those things that you just get so used to it, and you stop thanking your partner for the day to day grind that is like their responsibility or their part in like what you're creating. And just like hey, thanks, you know, I really appreciate you today. It's just like, it's crazy how far that will go in relationships and how quickly that is lost. I mean, that's one thing I've really like enjoyed about this show, is that it peels back some of those layers in some of these like very relatable relationships.
Yeah, well, because then resentment starts to creep in, and that's like a very real thing. If you're not communicating or talking about like, well, what is it that you're doing every day? Like, how was your day? What did you do? Like, then you don't think about like how hard the other person's working. And if you're not thanking each other or acknowledging it, then like you just start resenting each other, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse until like you just stop talking altogether.
Yeah.
And we all like need little things, you know, like that's what, when you start off in a relationship, it just like comes naturally. And then slowly when you're like with somebody for a long period of time, you can forget things, where you see that the way her face lit up when Shane suggested that we're going out to dinner. And she was like, I haven't gone out to dinner and I don't know how long. Or Emily suggesting doing the fly fishing, where it's just like, sometimes you also have to take a step back and be like, what does my partner need? And maybe even if it's something I would rather die than do it one time.
Yeah.
Show up for each other. So I thought that was a really cool little.
Yeah. And it is
tidbit.
hard. I mean, if you reflect on yourself in these situations, it's like, it's hard. Like yesterday, Danny filmed a music video and I was with Louis all day. And then like he walked in the door and I didn't even ask him how his video went. Like, and I realized that like an hour later, and I was like, oh my God, like we didn't even, you know, like he walked in, I'm like, okay, change his diaper. Like, we just went on with life. And I didn't even ask him how his day was at all. Like,
well, it's like, I think it's what's interesting about Wife Swap is it shows you that it's like you don't really need to be doing like a big like say anything like John Cusack holding a boombox over his head playing In Your Eyes like to like connect with your partner. You can just like talk to them.
it's a great song. I love that song.
Isn't it such a good song?
Good callback.
Do you guys like that song?
Yeah.
Does
I
it
do.
bring you back?
It does bring me back.
Well, you know what else can bring you back is the rapid recaps. And we got one for the Real Housewives of Orange County reunion, part 1. Shannon is feeling zen, and therefore we propose a drinking game. Drink every time Shannon is not zen. Katie wants to make up for lost time. Tamara promises she won't quit. Andy is also like, thought you would have been nicer this season considering you were in therapy. Tamara is like, I don't understand what you could possibly mean, followed by a montage of her being the demon we know and love. Heather and Tamra are historical friends, which means 7 years ago, they did drugs together or something, probably. I don't know. Emily thinks Katie uses podcasters to fight her battles for her, and we're willing to be on the front lines, allegedly. Gina is not in the business of triggering trauma, but she is in the business of overusing therapy buzzwords. Meanwhile, Gretchen is getting ready in the makeup room, looking like Martha May Whovier in a regional production of Wicked. Then the women open up about their individual personal lives, blah, blah, blah. Finally, Gretchen enters, let's fucking go. Slade is apparently on the Liberace Foundation. Ally, also his penis is healing. Greater sign 3, that makes a heart. Her and Tamra start fighting about stuff from 10 years ago. Tamra claims she's coming home. She's coming from a place of kindness, to be determined if the kindness is in the room with us. And that's about it. Overall, what do we think about Andy's longer hair? He's kind of eating, no? We literally said that.
Yeah. Now he's like, his hair looks great. And I was like, I was just thinking his hair looks great too.
His hair looks so good.
We're synced. Andy looked really good this episode. Performance and just aesthetic.
Why wasn't
Yes.
Gretchen out the
Yeah.
whole time?
Friend up.
That's
Oh.
crazy that she was a friend of.
That's
She was
crazy that
filming
she was a
at
friend of.
home with Slade.
Well, Cynthia
She's a friend
films at
of?
home.
She's not holding a
that's
peach?
true.
An orange?
Mm-mm.
All
No,
this
they
for
haven't
friend
redone
of?
those photo. They haven't redone that orange photo since season 3. It feels like.
Mhm.
Slade being on the Liberace Foundation.
I feel like it's made up.
The interneted, and they found that he is a volunteer on the board, so he's an unpaid member, so it's not a job.
Wait, so never mind. I'm not
Even
gonna
still,
go back
how did
to
he? How is this board?
She explained it. Their friend is on the board, and he.
I guess
Asked him to join.
How could Gretchen like those posts if Slade is on the Liberace
the
board?
Slade's like a real life Kramer. You know, it's just like
She
on
is.
Seinfeld, where like they never really have a job. They kind of float. You know, they always seem to land on their feet somehow. They don't have a care in the world. I just don't know. I'm fascinated by these humans.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, kind of underwhelmed by the Katie stuff they talked about in part 1. I was just like, where's the excitement?
Well, all of it was
they're
really a
warming
setup for
up.
what like I think is going to be an explosive part 3.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like,
But the venom that Tamra has every time Shannon opens her mouth,
she was like,
it,
"Bleh."
I
it
was-
was wild.
I was 100% Team Shannon this episode. It merely made me
yeah.
love her. Like Shannon, an imperfect person, as we all are, but she's so charming and so like just lovable. And like what Shannon is not is she's not that calculated, you know. And when
No, she is not.
so this idea that like Tamara was throwing her way, that like Shannon, you know,
Tried to get her off the show. Or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
like I
Mhm.
100% believe Shannon.
Also, watching it in real time, Andy being like, "Why do you pull stories from the past to try to hurt people?" Just like, when have I done that? When have I done that? Well, you literally were recording Vicky, and it was about her. But what? Like, and he's like, "You just dropped 2 right now." It's like, and she's like,
Mhm.
It was 2 years ago, and he's
Yeah.
like, "That is the
It's like,
point."
No, she literally insinuated that Vicky Gunvalson was part of a potential domestic situation.
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
so damaging that like. Tamra, the hypocrisy that Tamra can just, and she just doesn't see it. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really think she doesn't see it?
I don't think when Andy said that and she responded with the way that she did, I don't think she in any way thought she was proving his point.
It kind of reminds me of like, sometimes when I don't know if this has happened to me, of like when you're kind of in like spiral mode and you don't realize how much you're talking about something until your friends like shake
Replay
you in your
it.
shoulders
Mhm.
and they're like, shut up about it.
Yeah, it's all the time.
No, but
Yeah.
she literally doesn't think that she says anything wrong about people, and then she goes on like a 2-minute tirade about like how they're fucked up, and then it's
Mhm.
like, when did I do that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was mad.
Yeah, that. Sorry, I was mad. I'm not responsible for what I said when I was angry at you and throwing all of your secrets out to the public.
And that only works when it's coming from Angie Katzenevas.
Do you think,
Literally.
babe, like who? Because we've hung out with Tamara. Well, you've hung out with Tamara. We had Tamara on the show. We spent some time with Shannon. When I watch this show, it's like I don't feel particularly safe if potentially hanging around Tamara, but I really enjoyed Tamara's company in real life. And
That's
like,
what's confusing about it is that like, yeah, she is a lovely human being in person. And maybe at the end of the day, no, I was about to say, maybe that's all that matters, but like, no, because she gets on this show and she spews people's rumors and stories and past and like in a dangerous way and in a reckless way. And like, She makes great television. I think she, is entertaining to watch. But when you really break it down, like, she is not a good friend. I would not trust her with anything. And like,
yeah, and also don't get Tamra like getting so defensive when all the women were like, Tamra's the one I would least trust. It's like, well, they have their reasons, and like Tamra's mad at them for justifiable reasons.
Well, she actually handled that quite well when Heather was like, this is why. And she was like, okay, I'll work on that. Like,
Well, there she handled it well.
Well, it's like she'll do it with Heather.
Yeah.
Kind of. And then no one else.
Yeah, but she's like, to Emily, she's like, how dare you? How could you do this? Or like, how could you think this way? It's just like, I think this way because you have a history and a pattern of doing it. Like, the fact that Tamra is expecting these women to apologize for feeling a certain way about Tamra's behavior is crazy. It's like if your partner lies to you and then you say, well, listen, I think you're a liar. And then that person's like deeply offended that you think they're a liar after catching them in a lie.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also like, it was so funny to watch Andy be like, crazy that you were in therapy. Do you think you changed? And Tamra being like, you think I haven't? And Andy kind of being like, no. Like, it's just, again, everyone has their own mental health journey. Like, not, the Tamra off the show seems like a different person than Tamra on the show, but Tamra on the show, girly pop.
Well, what's wild too is I was on TikTok over the weekend and I came across Vicki Gunvalson's video that she posted meeting up with Tamra to do a sponsored ad together. First time that they've seen each other in years. And it was just like her walking in being like, hey, like cutie bud or something like that. And then they just like acted like nothing happened where they played back in the reunion. Tamra being like, that woman will never be in my life again.
Yeah.
But the internet's watching Tamra's behavior and Tamra's hanging out with Vicki Gunvalson again. She's hanging out with Joe, Slade's ex, who was on season 1 of OC, Katie Janela, and there's one more that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like they're saying that like Tamra's trying to get the old troops back for the next season.
Well, it's also with the Joe thing, like, even, like, I'm not one to defend Gretchen, but when Gretchen was like, yeah, you brought Joe out to piss me off, and Tamra was like, no, I didn't. It's like, that of all things, just be like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Of the lesser,
Like, just
pettier
be
things,
honest,
own
yeah.
up to it, because we haven't seen Joe for 2 decades.
Exactly.
All I know is that one thing for a fact, that if somebody tells you that your outfit resembles John Benet Ramsey, it is not a compliment.
Not a compliment. Yeah.
Nope.
That was a wild thing to repeat yet again.
Yeah.
No, and Gretchen being like, yeah, you said that about my other outfit. It's like, yeah, I've heard it before. Come up with a
Literally.
new one.
And then was it Emily who said, when I said you looked like you were dipped in formaldehyde, like that was a compliment.
The backtracking, I will say, for these Orange County Housewives is
Like,
wild. They say it with
guys.
so much
Formaldehyde
venom.
is a compliment, though. I do see that one.
The
I want to look like I
But
was
when you-
dipped in formaldehyde.
Preserved.
As someone who has a unique way of saying things sometimes, and as someone who can be direct, I've had to learn that if you have to explain your compliment, it's not a compliment.
It's not a
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I did one time tell a girl I had a crush on, she was giving Desperate Housewives. And then I had to explain that that was a compliment when I was really drunk.
You might mean it as a compliment, but it's still
Yeah.
not. And just to be like, but no, like, let me explain it to you. And here's why you're supposed to be flattered. It's like just,
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of giving out compliments that aren't landed as compliments, we have the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And here is your rapid recap if you missed the most recent episode. Giselle spills all the monogram shots she had made for the ladies. Stacey says nothing, of course, but still she drinks. Ashley Darby took one out of Stacey's book and texted a selfie to her mans. Giselle also did monogram Stacey's towel for the yacht, kind of getting old girly. If you didn't care about her, you wouldn't be so annoying about it. Wendy thinks Kay is fake as fuck. Giselle and Kay get over some stuff, maybe. Then the girls booty bump in the gorgeous ocean. Thus is the life of women. Stacey can't go to Jazzy's wedding because her weed brand is launching. Giselle says it's because she's a fake friend. Then Tia says Jazzy filters her photos. Jazzy goes nuclear. Wendy just wants someone to pass the prosciutto. After dinner, while cameras are down, there was apparently a really intense conversation with Angel and Jazzy. where the descriptors snaggletooth, stringy-haired are used about someone, ? Anyway, let's put a pin in that because it's slut night for Jazzy's Bachelorette. Someone call Rachel Maddow and the stripper with braces. Or maybe just Ashley Darby didn't realize she was a bicon. Is anyone else a little turned on or just Mary? Anyway, let's move on. Mental pick for sure. Back to the off-camera convo between Jazzy and Angel. Apparently another wag talked shit on Angel to Jazzy and said some intense things about her. Did Angel mention she was a wag? Reminder in case anyone forgot, but they're cool. They talked it through or not. Angel might be mad at Jazzy for bringing it up. Overall, is Angel's vibe super confusing to anyone else? Discuss. Yeah, again, she's the Brittany Bateman, what about me? It's like always like, oh no, we're cool. And then like, wait, I'm still mad.
Yeah.
If I'm going to storm out, especially to call my husband, like I'm going to my room. I'm not like waiting for the 10 steps out for anybody that wants to chase me. So I could tell you, I'm on the phone with my husband. I don't want to talk right now. Then go to your room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which just like, don't say that you're cool.
And you're
then be like, yeah, when I was like laughing and having fun, the reason I was being cool was because I was really mad. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and this is the second time she's done it. The last time was with Giselle and like the catfish, and then they hug and it was like a whole big cute thing, and then the next morning she's like, I slept on it and I'm still pissed.
Yep.
It's like, you can hold a grudge, girl. Like you gotta just let it go.
I'm like, also, we're like having a fun night. So I'm like, you can't put this aside for the next taping day tomorrow after we get back. It's like every night she's ruining with her vibe.
Well, it's also like Jazzy did come to her off while cameras were down to tell her about this. It's not even like she like brought it up to embarrass her in front of the group. They had like a separate conversation about it. It just ended up being teased.
And that's what everybody was like giving Jazzy credit for, which I also thought it
was... Angel gave Jazzy credit for.
I mean, after the performance at dinner against Tia, it very much felt like Jazzy wanted, if not camera time, then definitely wanted to be a main housewife. I mean, her like freaking out over Tia being like, oh yeah. Mr. Sunshine is like fond of you.
Question for you ladies.
14 days before my wedding.
Yeah, if
like,
Sierra, Leia, question. If one of your lady friends told you that like a waiter was checking you out, would you feel like that person was disrespecting Connor or Danny?
No.
Like,
so
I don't.
I'd be like, oh, cool. Cute.
Right?
Are you sure
like,
it's for me?
Yeah, really?
She made it seem like if someone checks you out that you're having an affair.
Yeah.
And that you can't be flattered by like slaying your outfit, just like crushing life and looking good.
And like, if she felt disrespected, the only person she should have just felt disrespected by was Mr. Sunshine himself, who's like, you're my favorite, stand by me in this photo. Like, then she could have been like, okay, that's enough. Like, I'm getting married in 14 days. Get the fuck out of here. But she's like entertaining it. She's having fun. She's like, whatever. It's Mr. Sunshine. As Kay said, like, he's got 2 teeth and 2 dreads. Like, he's not competition. We're not worried about him. It's not that big of a deal.
It's also slut night.
It was slut night.
Yeah. What's Mr. Sunshine supposed to do when it's slut night?
What outfit would you like to see men argue in that would make it even sillier? Because like when they're all wearing lingerie, screaming at each other, it's like it really throws you off. It's
Vanderpump Rules.
I was gonna say
Vanderpump Rules.
I want
Tom
like
Schwartz.
Yeah,
Ice Queen,
in the drag. No,
in the drag
when Tom Schwartz is sitting on the toilet, and Tom Sandoval's got his wig off and his drawn-on eyebrows on his forehead, kicking open the door.
Yeah. Either that or like full 21 Jump Street, like Suns Out, Guns Out, 2013 outfits.
Honestly, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives did a good job too with the Chippendales fight. Like, be more ridiculous.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
anything
that's
though.
true.
Watching men argue is funny.
Yeah, any costume, Halloween costume. Yeah.
They should make men in reality TV argue with a t-shirt and underwear and socks on.
Why?
Because they look silly.
Or like bathrobes.
Nick, I actually have a question for you. Somebody asked me, they said, Nick hates when men wear shorts. Well, what are men supposed to wear in the summer when it's hot?
Pants.
Just be hot in pants.
Linen pants.
Well, again, there's a time and a
linen
place, but if you're
pants.
like going out in public to a nice event or like dinner at a restaurant, like it should there should be a heat advisory if you're wearing shorts. Like an airplane or like a restaurant, it's unnecessary.
I think there's a Curb episode about that actually, where Larry David sits next to a man in shorts on an airplane.
Yeah, shorts and airplanes unhinged.
I am Larry David.
Uh-huh.
Well, continuing with shows we are recapping, we have Mandy Matney, the investigative reporter, joining us next to talk about the Murdaugh death in the family. Let's get to Mandy. Fall into a new language. As the seasons change, it's the perfect time to learn something new. Whether you're getting back into a routine after summer or looking for a new challenge before the year ends, Rosetta Stone makes it easy to turn a few minutes a day into a real language progress. Rosetta Stone has been the trusted leader in language learning for over 30 years. Their immersive, intuitive method helps you naturally absorb and retain your new language anytime, anywhere.
It's always great to learn a new language, especially when you're traveling into a foreign country where English is not their native language. It makes the travel experience so much more enjoyable. No English translations, so you learn truly to speak, listen, and think in your chosen language. An intuitive learning process starts with words, builds to phrases, and progress to full sentences. With the holidays approaching, it really makes a great gift to give your loved ones the gift of learning multiple languages. It's something that is on many people's bucket lists, so help people take that off their list and get them the gift of Rosetta Stone.
You can learn anytime, anywhere. Rosetta Stone fits your lifestyle with flexible, on-the-go learning. Access lessons from your desktop or mobile app, whether you have 5 minutes or an hour. Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. The Viall Files listeners can grab Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit www.rosettastone.com/VIALL to get started and claim your 50% off today. Don't miss out. Go to rosettastone.com/VIALL and start learning today. Running a business on a clunky old phone system is like competing with one hand tied behind your back. And every time you miss a call, that's money left on the table. Quo, formerly Open Phone, is the modern alternative built to help you work smarter, build stronger relationships, and never miss an opportunity, because that's what your business and what your customers deserve.
When you are looking to get some work done in your house, you don't wait for people to call you back. You just go down the list. So it's always important for you as a business owner to make sure you're not missing any calls. Quo is the #1 business phone system built for 2025, not 1995, rated the top choice of customer satisfaction by over 3,000 reviews on G2. Forget juggling phones or using a landline. Quo works right from an app on your phone or your computer. Your whole team can share one number and collaborate on calls and texts like a shared inbox. Faster responses, happier customers. And Quo's not just a phone system, it's a smart system. Built-in AI logs calls, writes summaries, and even sets up next steps. And hey, can't answer the phone? Well, Quo's AI agent can. Qualified leads, outing calls to the right person, and making sure no customer is ever left hanging. Even after hours, Quo's got your back. It keeps the lights on while you're actually sleeping. That's why over 90,000 businesses are already running on Quo. From solo operations to growing teams, Quo helps businesses stay connected and look professional. Start your free trial today, plus get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/VIALL. It is spelled QUO.com/VIALL. And if you already have an existing number, Quo will port it over for free. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. Mandy, Matney, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. Very excited for you to join us. We have been following this case for, well, a long time. I don't know when did the murders happen?
2021.
2021. Yeah. Well, Nally is a bit of a true crime junkie. She loves to follow these cases in the background and bring me up to speed. So we've definitely been following it. We followed the trial. And then obviously with the new show on Hulu out, we are all caught up. We're watching it. I have some questions to you about that about the show itself. But you have been following this case from the beginning, so much so that your character is being you are in the show as you, an investigative journalist covering the show. So like I guess let's start there. This must be just a whole very surreal experience for you, leading up to being portrayed on a TV show about this crime.
Yeah, it's insane. I like to say my life has been like a movie since 2019, since I first found out about this. And it's just gotten weirder ever since. And then to have Brittany Snow playing me, like, of all people, what a compliment. I'm just in awe. Can't believe it. It's just been surreal and awesome.
So bring us back to the beginning. When did you personally become really invested in this whole family and its story?
Yeah, so in 2019, I was just a pesky local news reporter at a small newspaper in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and there was something that everybody knows as the boat crash that happened under my watch on a Saturday night. I remember waking up one morning on a Sunday and hearing all of these things about a 19-year-old girl missing, and the driver of the boat was a drunken teenager from a family full of powerful lawyers. And I was really, really into true crime, not going to lie, before that. And I was always kind of like, I always wanted to have a podcast about something. And then when that happened, and I started hearing all of these rumors about the Murdaughs and how much power that they had, and people on basically from day one, people were like, if you guys don't cover this, they will cover it up. So me and my reporting partner, Liz, just dug in and could not stop.
Did they ever threaten you, being the one person who was like outing their secrets?
The family never threatened me personally, but people that knew them did. And it more, less than threats, it was a lot of just like people from the very beginning when I first started writing about Paul Murdaugh and his father and all the power and money that they had. And it took a really long time for Paul to get charged in the boat crash too. So I was just cranking out all these stories. During that time, I started getting just a lot of weird emails from people from Hampton, which is the area that the Murdaughs are from, saying, nobody talks about this family like this. Nobody reports on this family the way that you are. Be careful, like watch your back. And for years, I just got a lot of be careful, watch your back. These people are dangerous, but not necessarily like direct threats from them saying, we'll kill you.
And I guess why didn't that stop you? Were you just headstrong?
So I'm not from the South, and I think that that's helped me a lot. Like, I am from Kansas, and my best friend and reporting partner, Liz, who's with me at the packet, she's from Boston. So we both just kind of had an outsider's perspective on this whole thing, and we're kind of just like, why? Like, why don't you guys stand up to this system? And people kept telling us over and over, like, nothing ever changes here. And we were just like, well, why can't it? I think it should. This is really bad what's going on here. And I think that, and then the combination of just like, I met a lot of people in Hampton and got close with them. And they were just like, if you don't stop this, nobody else will. If you don't stop this family, nobody will. And all of that just kind of motivated me.
What's so fascinating about your involvement in this story is that you were investigating this family before the crime that really like went international, right? Like you were investing already a tragedy with the death of this young girl in this boating accident and looking into it then, only to have Alec allegedly murder his wife and son. That must have been like a crazy, I don't know when you found out that those murders happened, but when you got the call that Alec was being investigated, or, bring us back into that night when you got the call and you found out these murders happened. What was that like for you? And did you immediately suspect Alec?
So going back to 2019, and I just kind of became obsessed with this case in the Murdaugh family. I was dating my now husband at the time, and I'll never forget one day I come home and he has, those like murder board, I call them murder boards, but like just a bit, he surprised me with a big board that I could put pins and like stick things on and like map out the whole Murdaugh family and all of that. So like this is what I was doing in my spare time all of the time. And then my husband got involved in it because he was like, this is all you ever want to talk about. I'm interested in it too. So yeah, it was just a lot of time spending investigating this family. And again, a lot of emails saying, be careful, these people are dangerous. So those things combined, I imagined like a million different scenarios of this going down in my head. I always knew that something more bad was going to happen with this story. Like, like you just see all of these people behaving so recklessly and no accountability. And I just always kind of knew that something else was going to happen. But I always thought because of all the emails I got, Like, I thought I would be the dead one. I thought lots of other people besides Paul and Maggie would be the dead ones. And waking up on June 8th, 2021, weirdly enough, my now husband and I were just celebrating our engagement in Puerto Rico, and I woke up to 100 text messages saying Maggie and Paul were murdered at Moselle last night. Get home now. And just couldn't, again, had thought of a million scenarios of that happening, but immediately knew that it had to be somebody within the family, because I knew how terrified the vast majority of people were of this family. And I was like, nobody's going to Moselle to kill the Murdaughs on their property with their guns. That's not happening. And Alex was always super sketchy, so he was definitely a number one suspect.
Law enforcement, were they immediately aware of your involvement, and did they go to you at any point while they were investigating Alec for the murders?
Oh yeah, I can't really say specifically. I still can't reveal my sources, and
For
obviously,
sure. Understood.
but yeah, very early on, law enforcement got in contact with me right after the murders, and it really became an exchange of information for a long time. We would get tips, and I would tell law enforcement before I would report on a lot of things, because like I wanted these murders to be solved. Like when this happened, I was like, this is really scary, and somebody's out there. Like, let's get this done. I wanted to work with police. My reporting always like took the back seat. I wanted everything to be solved, and I wanted the investigation to be clean and all of those things. So yeah, I worked a lot with law enforcement, and a lot of times they would tell me things that I could not report on for a really long time, and that was very difficult. But I really appreciated the fact that they were always open to, basically collaborating on tips and things and figuring out what was going on.
In your opinion, knowing this family for so long, what's your opinion on his motive?
I just think he is a man who never faced accountability in his entire life, and he was always used to his father, who was a solicitor for years and years, just getting him out of anything that he got into his entire life. And in June 2021, his father was dying, so his fixer was dying, and his problems just kept escalating. The problems from Paul Murdaugh and Paul, his son, and the boat crash and the lawsuit, and problems with the millions of dollars that he was stealing and could not give back and could not keep up anymore. And I also think that like murder is never something that anybody really understands. I mean, do you guys, I think that like the motive is basically he had too many problems and was looking around, and he thought he could get sympathy from and it's horrible, the murder of his wife and son. And a lot of people say that's crazy, but like most murder motives are crazy. Does it make sense to you guys?
I mean, it definitely doesn't make sense, obviously, because it's
Yeah.
like husband and father, but like I 100% believe he did it. I remember like watching the trial live. Did you watch it live, or were you there in court?
I actually watched it live. I was like one of the journalists selected to be able to go,
Wow.
but I could watch better I've been to a million court hearings in my career, and I can never hear what's going on. I have ADHD, so I have to like really focus on what's happening in
Totally.
front of me. So it was just me and my laptop and my husband watching the trial. We had like a trailer outside of the trial, and I would go there sometimes and watch it and talk to the people who were being like Mark Tensley would be questioned on the stand, and then he would come to our trailer to talk afterwards, things like that.
I thought it was interesting, and I'd love your opinion on during the trial, they made it very clear that Alex's use of calling his son Pawpaw was something that like wasn't normal, that like he just started doing that for the trial. that was never really what they called him. No one had heard him refer to Paul as that. But then in the series, it kind of showed a different version. What was your opinion of watching the show back and then having watched the trial?
I mean, crazy. Like, I also heard from sources that he never called him Pawpaw, but it also makes Alex look like more ridiculous on the show when he calls him Pawpaw, because he's like a grown kid. Like, it's a 21-year-old he's talking to, not like a baby. And the way that he says Pawpaw, it just makes him look so more ridiculous. So I liked that they added that. Like, I thought it gave it more, I don't know, it built Alex's character more.
Overall, do you feel like this series is accurately portraying the events of this family and its crimes?
Oh, absolutely. So I am an executive producer, so like I am obviously biased. I think it's a great show.
Definitely a great
because
show.
I was a part of it. But I absolutely believe that it's accurate. I mean, a lot of the decisions that the creators made, like for instance, the housekeeper Gloria Satterfield's death is changed in the timeline of the show. When I was on set and when I was just kind of getting bits and pieces of what they were doing with the show, I was like, why would they change Gloria's death? That's like a big event. That's a big deal. This doesn't make any sense. I'm a journalist. I'm used to sticking to the facts. But I was like, oh, I trust the people who I'm working with. So I'm just going to take a step back. And then I watched the show and I completely understood why those decisions were made. You got to see more of Gloria's character and who she was as a person, and that was extremely important. And so every decision that wasn't like necessarily true to character, it made sense for the show.
Can you remind our audience like the role Gloria played and the speculation around her death? Because if I remember correctly, wasn't there speculation that maybe even Alec or someone in the family was like, even that was kind of under kind of dark pretenses, and there was speculation around insurance and things like that, because it was portrayed that he obviously like stole the money from her children after he had them sue him or something to that effect?
Yeah. Okay, this is a complicated story. So we're going to go back to 2019 when I'm first investigating the Murdaugh family, and I'm not only investigating Mallory's death, but all these people in Hampton are like, did you hear about the maid too? You have to investigate the maid. And the rumor was that either Paul Murdaugh or Alex Murdaugh, it was kind of interchangeable of who you were talking to, pushed her down the stairs. And when I first heard that, I was like, no way, that sounds just insane. Whatever, grain of salt. And then I was looking through records one day and I was just at the time, like I said, I was obsessive. So just trying to find anything in public records to lead me to more information about this family. And up pops a death settlement for a woman named Gloria Satterfield, and Alex Murdaugh's insurance company paid her family $500,000 according to this death settlement. And she died a year before the boat crash in 2018. And then I go online and I figure out that she was the maid, and I'm like, oh, whoa, I think this is the maid that they're talking about. This is pretty crazy. And then I take another look at the settlement document and I just see all of this weird stuff happening. Alex's best friend, Corey Fleming, is representing the housekeeper's family, and he sued Alex Murdaugh's insurance company. And it wasn't like most other lawsuits that I've seen where it's like they basically said one sentence. She died at Alex Murdaugh's house, and then the insurance company was like, okay, cool, we'll give you $500,000 for that. So that was weird. And then the other main thing that I saw, they had a personal representative over the Satterfield family, so to receive the money. And I was like, so it looks like Gloria's family isn't getting the money, somebody else is, and he's from a bank. So I was investigating that for like 2 years, and it all didn't come out until after the murders. with he's now my Cup of Justice podcast co-host, Eric Bland. He's still an attorney and was an attorney back then. He found that not only did Alex steal that $500,000 from the Satterfield family, who needed it very much, but he stole $3.2 million in total. The entire settlement was $3.2 million. So that kind of led to everybody being like, oh, Alex was stealing from clients. And then it turned into, I think he stole a total of $10 to $15 million from clients. But the Satterfield family, the craziest part about it is that I really believe, and I've met Tony and Brian, Gloria's sons, before, and I've totally believe that, like, if he would have just given them $10,000 or $5,000, that would have been life-changing for them, but he wouldn't give a dollar to them, and that was really the reason why he got exposed for all of his crimes. It's crazy.
Has that family received anything since he's been found guilty?
Not from him. So Eric Bland, the Satterfield family attorney, has actually given them recovered $10 million for them from various people who were involved in this settlement, like the insurance companies, the banks, etc., that should have stopped it. There were lots of ways to stop this settlement from happening and to stop it from going directly into Alex's pockets. But the funny part of that is that, like, Alex himself never had to give a dime to them, and I kind of hate that.
That's crazy. Another, I guess, story that's portrayed in the series is the speculation that Buster was involved in, the son, in the death of a young man that it was unclear that he knew, or maybe people thought he knew, this young man who died. It was like a hit and run, right? And he had like a secret friend. He called him the Prince. The series all but kind of shows the speculation, but ultimately makes you believe that Buster was not involved in this young man's death. What do you believe happened, and do you feel like that part was accurately portrayed?
Okay, so Stephen Smith, that's another one. We'll go back to 2019. And like the first week I'm investigating the Murdaugh family, I'm looking on Facebook, and this is in the show too. And that's that really happened. While I'm looking on Facebook about all these things about the Murdaugh family, I keep seeing this hashtag for justice for Stephen and Mallory. And I'm like, who's Steven? What is going on? There's a maid, there's Steven, what is going on with this family? And so I start digging in, and I got a case file a few months later. And that was before I knew of any transcription services. So I had to like listen to every single one of the interviews in the case file and actually type it out. And that took forever. But I typed everything out, timelined it, mapped out the entire investigation, and the Murdaugh name came up in this case over 40 times in the investigation, something crazy like that. But what happened, Stephen Smith was a gay nursing student in Hampton, South Carolina at 19. He did go to school with Buster. I think they were on a t-ball team together growing up. They kind of knew each other, but like didn't really hang out with the same friends. He was found dead in the middle of the road in the small town of Hampton County in July of 2015. And it was just really weird. I start looking into this death, and I'm like, there's like 3, maybe 4 stories in total about this kid's death, and they labeled it a hit and run. And then you look at the case file, and in the case file, the entire everyone who's investigating it from the highway patrol is like, I don't see a single sign that this is a hit and run. This looks like a murder to me. I don't understand why we're investigating it. But the weirdest part of it was like the Murdaugh name just kept coming up in different ways, and people, several friends of Buster said, I heard that Buster and Steven were in a relationship and they had something to do with it. I think ultimately the worst part of this entire story is that we do not know what happened to Stephen Smith. And I've gotten really close with his mother, Sandy. That is so true. The woman Rhoda who plays her is fantastic, and she like embodies Sandy's essence and how great of a woman she is. She still doesn't know what happened to her son, and I feel horrible that she has been swept up in all of this. And then in 2021, and I know that this is a lot, so please pause me. In 2021, right after the Murdaugh murders, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, the agency investigating the double homicide, came out with a statement saying that they were reopening Stephen's case due to something that they found during the Murdaugh murders investigation. And so that connected these two cases. But still to this day, we do not know what happened. And it just drives me. It's something that just eats at me. I'm really glad that the creators went with telling Stephen's story as a part of this show in the way that they did. And hopefully it will lead to answers. Lots of people, and I'm one of them. I believe that there are a group of, now they're young men in Hampton County who know exactly what happened to Stephen, and they just won't say. And I just hope something breaks.
Do you have an opinion on what you think happened? I know as an investigative journalist, I'm sure you try to stick to the facts, but you've been so obviously involved in this case. It must be hard not to speculate or have guesses of your own.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't believe that journalists can be unbiased. I believe all of us have opinions. Some of us are better at hiding it than others. So I try and my podcast to be very transparent about where I'm at with things and why I believe them. And I mean, honestly, I think that somebody in the Murdaugh family had something to do with Stephen's death. I think that they were involved in it way too much from day one. It would just be too many weird coincidences, or they know what happened, like somebody in that family knows what happened to Stephen.
It almost seems like, sorry for cutting you off, but it almost seems like how the family was involved in the boat crash and in the potential efforts to cover it up. Are you saying that with Stephen's death, there were very similar patterns of this family kind of hovering over the case in that way?
Yeah, from the day one when Stephen was found dead, Sandy Smith, Stephen's mother, said that her family got a call from Randy Murdaugh, who's Buster's uncle, Alex's brother, offering to represent the Smith family. And that's kind of a repeated move in the Murdaugh world of putting a lawyer on the other side to pretend like they're on their side. They did that with the Gloria Satterfield case. They did that in the boat crash. And it was a weird thing because there was no lawsuit at that point. There was no reason for Randy Murdaugh to want to get involved. And then months later, he submitted a tip to the South Carolina Highway Patrol saying something along the line, saying that he had heard that two other kids that were completely different from Buster had killed Stephen. And it's like, why would he care? This just doesn't make any sense. And again, not saying that Randy has anything to do with this. It's just a very weird thing that the Murdaugh name came up that many times. And it was also weird that the investigation appeared to be corrupt. It was just skewed from the very beginning that somebody was trying to set things off course with making it look like a hit and run. And there's not that many people in that small of town who have connections and power in the way that the Murdaughs do. So all of those things added up. I don't know. I think somebody in that family knows what happened to him.
The series ended on a little bit of maybe he didn't do it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it over? We're up to date. So the last episode, is that the end of season 1 or the series? Is there another episode coming out?
Oh, we have 2 more episodes.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
All right, thank God. Because that last episode, I was very confused.
That would be very confusing.
It's kind of giving he didn't do it.
Well, there are 2 more episodes, so we are excited to see how it unfolds. But in the last episode, I am curious what you think about that, because the way they portray the events of the murder. And again, you can see how maybe creatively they might play the next episode, but it really is unclear who did it. I mean, it really is shot in a way where it's just like, oh, Alec didn't do it. You know, they
show him with his mom at the house and then coming back. Is that because we learned so much in trial about phone towers and
Yeah. So like for a long time, all we were getting was Alec's version of what happened, which was like his alibi never made any sense to me. Like he said, like I went after dinner, I went to go take a nap on the couch, and then I decided to go see my mom at 9:00 at night, and then raced there, and then raced home. Then none of that made any sense. And then they were murdered during that time. He said, again, I was not a part of the creative process, how they decided to shoot this, but I really at first I was a little nervous, not gonna lie, guys. The first time that I watched it, I was like, what are we doing here? Are we trying to make Alex
guys.
look innocent?
This is
So we should keep watching is what you're saying.
Keep watching.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
I've had some, because people that listen to the podcast too have been texting me like, Mandy, you're a part of this? Like, this looks like an Alex is innocent thing. And it's like, no, just keep watching. Like, it's,
Thanks for clarifying, because I was really caught off guard during that last scene. It was riveting, fascinating, but a little confusing, but we will definitely keep watching.
What was your opinion watching the trial and then the aftermath of finding out that the county clerk was involved in some sort of way, which is now like he's appealing or something? Like,
oh my gosh. Like, again, I wanted this all to be over in 2023, because at that point I'd been doing this for 4 years, and I was just like, God, let's just end this. Like, he's got to go to prison. Like, let's move on. Everybody, like, this man deserves to be in prison for the rest of his life. We've proven that 100 times over. And that was another time I was on a trip. Every time I'm on a trip, like something insane happens. And I was helping my friend get ready for her wedding in Italy, actually, and got a ton of text messages from people saying Dick and Jim, who are Alex's very silly attorneys, had a press conference, and they're saying that Becky Hill, the county clerk, tampered with the jury. And we were all like, oh, God. My first reaction was like, I hope she didn't. But I don't know. During the trial, there were a lot of, I could kind of tell that she was getting too close to reporters, and she was kind of really, really enjoying the spotlight. And she's a small town clerk. I mean, like, a lot of small town county clerks aren't really cut out for having media from all over the world descend on your courthouse and this insanity happening. And I think she just got caught up. But I don't believe that she tampered with the jury. I think that she was very stupid in a lot of things that she did. But yeah, that's been a whole nother thing. And thankfully, last year, Justice Toll shot that whole thing down and said Becky Hill did not tamper with the jury. Like, what the jury decided had nothing to do with all of the crazy stuff Becky had going on. But yeah, that was I mean, honestly, my thought was like, God damn it. Like, if Becky Hill ruined this whole thing and we have to do it again, I'm going to be so pissed. Like,
so case is closed. He's behind bars for how long? Forever?
Ever. Yeah. He's got
Okay.
life in prison, and then he's got another like 50 years on the financial crimes, and then he's got a federal prison on federal. Yeah. He's locked in forever.
What's Buster up to these days?
Well, his wife came on my TikTok For You page doing a lip sync dance.
Really?
Yeah.
She's
and I was like,
influencing.
all right.
I have not seen that yet.
It was something
Okay.
about the show. Her and her friend. Yeah.
But she was doing a lip sync promoting the show.
No, kind of like having to live through this again or something along those lines.
Yeah. What is your thoughts on Buster? I mean, on some levels, you feel for the person. Again, not sure how involved he was, if not with the Steven death, but like he is
Right.
a part of this family. Like, I guess the question for you is like, do you have any sympathy for any of these family members or people involved adjacent? Were they all in some ways corrupt? Was this whole family kind of dark and evil, or was it really Alec, the kind of the leader of all the darkness?
That's a really great question. And at first, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for a lot of people. Especially with my job as an investigative journalist, I find out horrible things about people all the time, especially men that are just getting away with it constantly. And I have a hard time getting sympathy for people. However, I've learned throughout this journey, especially with Paul, and I want to talk about what Johnny Birchtold did with Paul, because in 2019, when I first heard, and I got a lot of phone calls between 2019 and 2021 about Paul getting drunk again and Paul being an asshole, and he was just obviously this spoiled brat kid. I had zero sympathy for him. Even after the murder, I'll be honest, after the murder, I was like, ugh, I've heard nothing but bad things about this kid. It sucks that he died, but he also killed Mallory, and lots of things, has been accused of all sorts of things. But then it took me a long time to really realize that he never had a chance in the way that he was raised. Him and Buster never really had a chance to be normal. They were raised by this psychopath who taught them that their name meant everything and that they were better than everybody else. And that I remember I talked to a couple of Buster and Paul's teachers, and they were saying even when these kids were little in school, teachers were not allowed to discipline the Murdaugh kids.
Oh, wow.
Buster and Paul could walk in late to class every day, and teachers weren't allowed to do anything about it because their mom worked for the school board, or their grandma worked for the school board. And so they just constantly were protecting these kids, and they never, ever told them no or gave them any sense of accountability in life. So I really have gained a lot of empathy for both Paul and Buster in the last couple years, and especially, watching Johnny in the show go through all the emotions of what Paul was going through at that time. And I believe that he was. I think that that's something that I've come to recognize. I was really, really hard in my reporting of Paul for years. And then I started to realize, oh, wow, the evil is all his father. And yes, he made bad decisions, and yes, he could have been a better person, but he also didn't have a chance. He died at 22, and it's nobody really makes great decisions before they're 22, and it's sad that he never got redemption and he never got a chance. I do think that he was more emotionally connected than Buster. I would say that I think a big problem in their family was that Paul would kind of challenge his father in a way that Buster wouldn't.
Yeah.
And that would piss his dad off. And I think that Paul really felt like an outsider in his family.
Do the Murdaughs have any sort of money still?
Oh, girl, that's a great question. Yeah, they do. We know that they do. Randolph Murdaugh, the grandpa, when he died, I think he had a $10 million trust that he passed down to his family. So, and he was also a public servant. He was a solicitor. So how did he have all that money? Who knows?
Right.
There was a lot of money in a lot of different places, and a lot of people, including me, still believe that Alex has access to it and that nobody's ever going to find it. And there is literally $10 million missing that no one has found. The FBI tried, but it didn't. I don't think they really tried, I'll be honest. But I think one of my biggest problems, and something that I've really realized with the justice system, is how much easier of a track people like Alex get when they have very, very expensive attorneys represent them. And Alex had two of the most expensive defense attorneys in the state of South Carolina. And just today they put out a 120-page appeal that cost a ton of money. And his attorneys tried to say that they were doing it pro bono for a while, but we were all like, you guys don't do things for free. We know. But I don't understand why there isn't more pressure on, like, where is this money coming from that you're being paid? And this doesn't make any sense to me.
Before we let you go, I just have one more question. If the boat crash doesn't happen, do you think Paul and Maggie are alive today?
Oh, that's a tough question. And that's actually a little foreshadowing for a question that's asked to Brittany Snow later in the series. So good job. I don't know. I think, yeah, probably. I mean, I think that the boat crash set forth a series of events, but I think that somebody else would have died because of this family's reckless behavior. I don't think that it would have been all hunky-dory if the boat crash wouldn't have happened, you know? Like, I think that all of these things came to the surface because of the boat crash, but Paul was on a destructive path and his father was on a destructive path, so somebody was going to die.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you that like maybe it wouldn't have been then, but this was a family heading down a dark path and just all the things that Alec was doing and all the people he was screwing over. It really seemed like the weight of the world was eventually going to come down on him. Oh, just one more question, because obviously a lot of these series will often like timelines get a little, like you mentioned, moved up around. You got to tell a story. Do we know for sure? Like, did the murders happen all around the time when his dad was dying and Maggie was leaving him and like asking for a divorce? In terms of like, was she not wearing her wedding ring when she was killed and things like that?
So this another like complicated question, but everything with the story is so complicated. Yes, his father was dying. His father died 3 days after the murders happened, and that was also a weird thing. But Maggie was living separately from Alex at the time of the murders, and she was not wearing her wedding ring. There were reports from the lady who did her nails saying that she told her that she was thinking about getting a divorce. But I think in reality, I think the show kind of displays her thoughts more than her actions, if that makes sense. I think like she wanted to get a divorce and she wanted to be making these steps. But also she saw reality, which is in South Carolina, divorcing a Murdaugh in the Low Country is literally impossible. And she knew that. So I think that she just felt extremely stuck. But with her wedding ring being off, some people say that it was because she was getting her nails done earlier that day. Who knows? But she definitely wasn't living there.
Okay. That call she made in the series to a lawyer and left like a voice message, I'm guessing that didn't, like that message doesn't exist.
I have tried really. I mean, I remember the summer after the murders, I contacted a ton of divorce attorneys and just basically asked, has Maggie Murdaugh, like on the lowdown, has Maggie Murdaugh, and I could not find anybody. But so we don't know if it happened or not. But I think, again, it kind of shows what her thought process and what she wanted to do. And the other thing that's true to form or true to life is that her sister unfortunately did encourage her to go to Moselle that day. And Alex did call her suspiciously and say, you need to come here because of my father. My dad's dying. She was lured there. And that was a big piece of the puzzle.
Man.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Think the last question I have, and you probably are like, you were just an executive producer. You didn't, write the script or anything, but they use the word beau so much. And I'm from the South. I lived in Savannah, Georgia for 10 years of my life. So like this.
Oh, Savannah.
Yeah. This case was big in Savannah as it was big in Hilton Head in South Carolina. And the use of beau is like used so much where I'm like, is it that different that in South Carolina they use it that much and in Savannah they don't?
It is so funny, all the beau discourse that's happening online, like all the...
No, you're not the only one triggered.
Okay, I'm not the only one triggered.
No, you're not. Like, there's a lot of controversy over beau. It's very funny. My opinion on it, like in Hilton Head, no one says beau. In Savannah, no one says beau. But like mid-South Carolina, Columbia, Hampton... more rural areas, they say beau a lot more, and they say it kind of like bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lived in Rincon, Effingham County, which is like definitely rural. We definitely, everyone,
Okay,
a lot of
yeah.
people said beau. It just feels like every other word in the show. These, they like it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like you're overusing it. But the creator of our show, Michael D. Fuller, he's an amazing guy, and he's from Columbia, or he's
okay.
from Lexington, Columbia, and he was very big on beau. He's like, this is what we said growing up, so we're gonna, and it does. It makes for a funny controversy that everyone's always going back and forth.
To your point, these shows are written obviously for larger audiences, for everyone involved, and they are trying to like paint a picture of these people. And I do think they did a good job of portraying Alec Murdaugh as like this man-child, right? This kind of very boyish, no rules applied. He might be 50, but he acts like he's an 18-year-old, chumming it up with the locals. And I think to that point, they did a good job of painting who Alex Murdaugh was.
Yeah, I mean, and Jason Clarke, like, my God,
Crush.
the
He's
first,
awesome.
Oh my God. So good.
I didn't, again, everything, like, I was always a little bit, I'm suspicious of everything, so this has nothing to do with the creators, but, like, I saw a picture of Jason Clarke first, and I was like, how are they gonna do that? Like, he's kind of a good-looking dude, and Alex is disgusting. But I saw him on set and was like, oh my God.
It's crazy. Looks just like him, sounds just like him.
He had the mannerism. He acted just like Alec Murdaugh on set. Like he did not. I never heard his Australian accent one time on set. It was just constantly. He was talking like it. He was kind of always angry, kind of scary. Just a phenomenal job. I could not picture. Now I can't picture anybody else being him.
It really is
become the same person.
Both him and Patricia Arquette, remarkable performances.
Yeah, Patricia.
I mean, it's all very well acted. Even the actors who played the boys. It's a really well done series. So congratulations to your involvement, and it's been really fascinating to watch, and obviously a very tragic story. I don't know if there's lessons to be learned. I think most of us aren't trying to cheat the system and doing what the Murdaughs did, but certainly it's a case that captivated this country, and this series is a very entertaining and easily digestible watch that really gives you an accurate portrayal of what went down. So thanks for helping to bring it to life.
Well, thank you. And I think there's a lot of lessons. I think like Brittany's character in the show, me, representing a lot of the journalists, and the Mark Tinsley character representing a lot of the attorneys who really it's kind of a David versus Goliath story of like, nobody thought that the system could ever change. Nobody thought that a Murdaugh could ever be held accountable in Hampton County. And turns out he can. So that's my big takeaway I like to tell people.
All right, Mandy. Well, appreciate you taking the time. Where can people follow your work as they get more into the show?
Follow me on Instagram at Mandy Matney. My podcast is now called True Sunlight Podcast. I have two podcasts, True Sunlight Podcast and Cup of Justice Podcast, and also listen to the official Murdaugh Death in the Family podcast, where I go behind the scenes with the cast and crew.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Well, that was fascinating.
So interesting. Murdaugh Death in the Family on Hulu now. It's
I think
a good
what's
watch.
so wild about her is that she was already investigating the family because of the boat crash, and then lived through the murders of Maggie and Paul.
It's a wild story.
Hold your family close, and if you know Gerry of the Golden Bachelor, keep your distance.
He will chop you up.
Because he may chop you up. He already has a place for your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone checked out that shed actually recently? Maybe they should.
I live there.
Where were they? Do we know what city?
Pretty Lake. I don't know. Pretty Lake. But the FBI, the police need to go check it out.
As ladies often do. Natalie was on Redfin not too long ago. Just checking out some properties, checking up some land. And she sent me this listing of this. A lot of acreage, looked really nice.
Beautiful,
And I was like, why does this place look familiar? Turns out it was Moselle.
It was the Murdaugh's family.
Wow.
Oh,
It
you
was-
thought she wanted to buy the house?
No, well, she sent it to
No,
me.
I sent it to him as, like,
she's
a
like, what
joke,
about this
seeing-
place? And I was
yeah.
like, ooh, like,
Yeah, Nick was like, that seems kind of like out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, not really close to anything. I'm like, And then he's like, wait, is that? I'm like, yeah. it is."
Honestly, that's a good bit for like a TikTok trend. Showing my husband haunted houses, but seeing if he'll buy it.
Would you live in a haunted house? Like if it was like a good deal, like a beautiful home on sale because of what happened there, but like nothing else is wrong with
It
it.
depends on
priest.
why it's haunted. If it's haunted from like history, like the 1850s, I can do it. If
Yeah.
it's like a recent, like
if someone,
Alec Murdaugh murdered his
Yeah.
son and wife, I don't know.
I'm not
Yeah.
fucking with like a recent murder.
Speaking of spooky places, I did look up Pretty Lake, and there are two. There's one in Indiana, and Nick and Natalie, one in Wisconsin.
Well, isn't he from Indiana?
He's from
I'm guessing
Indiana.
it's the one in Indiana,
Send
but
the
you guys
police.
can go to one.
Send the police.
It writes itself. The murder happened at Pretty Lake.
Pretty Lake.
Literally.
But what the police found was
Wasn't
not
so
pretty.
Well, that'll wrap up today's episode. Do not forget to check out our new merch. It's dropping this Thursday. Go to our link in bio in our show description or my Instagram to follow the countdown along. Join us on Thursday for an exciting reality recap. We have Harvey Guillen returning to the show to help us talk a little Salt Lake City. You know him, you love him. He returns to the show. He's hilarious. And he is in love with Salt Lake City just like us. Also, we have Elaine Hendricks from Dancing with the Stars. Following her injury, she's still crushing on the ballroom dance floor, and she will join us to talk about her experience on Dancing with the Stars. And if you haven't listened to the Going Deeper episode that we had last week with Sparkle, Megan, and Jordan, and all our Love is Blind coverage, be sure to check that out if you haven't already. That will do it for today's episode. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.